Released in 1988, the hit movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit contained a mildly compelling subplot whose roots came from a real-life political conspiracy. During the final act of the movie, the antagonist, Judge Doom, reveals his evil plot to level, or more accurately melt, Toontown in order to build a new highway. While Christopher Lloyd's performance as Judge Doom threatening to eradicate an entire universe of beloved cartoon characters was definitely terrifying, especially for those of us that were only 5 years old at the time, what's even scarier is that something not far off from this scenario happened in real life. Allegedly. I'm ThinkSoJoE. This is Things You Might Not Know, and this is the General Motors Streetcar Conspiracy. At the end of the 19th century, electric-powered streetcars came about as a more efficient and economical alternative for standard urban travel. Up to this point, the main means of travel was a horse and buggy rolling over cobblestone, so I can imagine it was exponentially more comfortable as well. Fast forward to the 1930s, and streetcars are ubiquitous in practically every urban center in the United States. Unfortunately, they had become poorly run and maintained, and this was made even worse when the Great Depression hit. The biggest public transportation company in the entire country at this time was National City Lines, with subsidiaries branching into nearly every regional area. National City Lines and its subsidiaries had plenty of corporate investors, ranging from Mack Trucks to Firestone Tires. The biggest investor of all, though, was General Motors. With the help of all that corporate dough, after 1938, National City Lines was able to buy out additional independent transit systems in 25 cities. Are you asking yourself, but wait, this was the time when cars and buses started getting ridiculously popular. Why would General Motors in the 30s want to invest in public transportation? Well, you, my friend, have arrived at the point. In just about every city where National Lines was in charge of public transit, streetcars were quickly phased out in favor of buses. It's not a huge leap from there to figure out who the main suppliers of those buses were, at a cost of course. Most streetcar tracks were destroyed and paved over, with very few operational ones remaining. Some have been maintained over the years, such as in Philadelphia, Boston, and San Francisco. Allegations started to arise that General Motors, several other investing corporations, National City Lines, and its subsidiaries had conspired to fully control public transit across the country. If it had been successful, the payouts for all involved would have been pretty astounding. By 1949, most of the companies involved were found guilty of manipulating the sale of buses, fuel, and supplies to National City Lines to monopolize interstate commerce. All of the companies were acquitted of conspiring to monopolize the transit industry. If you're struggling to find a distinction between these two charges, join the club. These events and others helped pave the way, pun intended, for the Urban Mass Transportation Act of 1964, which provided $375 million to help large-scale urban public transit projects. This also led to the establishment of the Urban Mass Transportation Administration, which later became known as the Federal Transit Administration, better known as the FTA. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching Things You Might Not Know. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like and a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon so you get notified every time I post a new video. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you can see a playlist of Things You Might Not Know videos over here. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.